Good morning. This is my take number 3, so let's give it a try. Yesterday, by the way, I miss all of you. I wish I was sitting in the classroom with you, standing. Yesterday, you learned about inequality symbols and what they mean. You took notes on that. Today, I'm going to show you how to solve inequalities. And today, we're going to do just using addition and subtraction. I call inequalities non-equations because in is the prefix in, and that means non. And when you solve an inequality, you're looking for all the values of the variable that make the inequality true. So that means there's infinite number of solutions, because if you have x is less than 7, then x could be 5, 0, negative 200, negative 1,000, and it could be any number up to 7. So, and if you have x is less than 3, you could have any number less than 3, all the negative numbers, and you can even have 2.99999999999, all the way up as close as you can to get to 3. So let's take a look at solving and graphing the inequality x plus 7 is less than or equal to 30. Well, if we look at the equation x plus 7 equals 30, we would subtract 7 from both sides, and we would get x equals 23. Very simple. Substitute 23 into there, 23 plus 7. Very simple. Let's do the inequality. X plus 7 is less than or equal to 30. Pretend, so you pretend the less than or equal to sign is an equal sign, and do what you would do. Subtract 7 from both sides, and we get x is less than or equal to 23. All right, let's graph that. And as you learned yesterday, now, this little tiny short number line is actually the entire number line, all the way from negative infinity to positive infinity. The easiest way to graph is to pick 23 as the number we're comparing to. Let's put 24 over here, and let's put 22 here. So we want to graph the solution. It has to be less than or equal to 23. Like you learned yesterday, that's a closed circle over the 23 because it can be equal to 23. But it has to be also less than, or it could be less than. Now, how are we going to know if our arrow is going in the right direction? Well, we're going to check a number less than 23 in the original inequality. So original inequality was x plus 7 is less than or equal to 30. We're going to check, let's check x is 22. That's less than. Is 22 plus 7 less than or equal to 30? Well, 29 is less than or equal to 30, so we're good. Let's check 0. 0 is on this number line, on this graph. Let's check 0 in the original inequality. Is 0 plus 7 less than or equal to 30? Yeah, 7 is less than or equal to 30. So that's pretty straightforward and not too difficult. All right, let's go to another inequality. Let's solve x minus 3 is greater than negative 10. All right, again, we are going to pretend that's an equal sign. If it was equal, we would add 3 to both sides. So let's just say add 3 to both sides. And we get x is greater than negative 7. Okay, now can x be equal to negative 7? No, it has to be greater than. All right, when you're graphing negative numbers, really important, we still put -7 in the middle and just do 2 other spots. Now over here, we're tempted to put an 8, but we're not going to put an 8. It's -6 because it goes -6, excuse me, -7, -6, -5. And over here we have -8. All right. So we have an open circle over the -7 because x cannot be -7. It has to be greater than -7. So I'm thinking the arrow is going to go this way because it has to be greater than. Now you know that 0 is on this graph. 0, 20, 100, 1,000,000, any number greater than -7. I'm going to check a real easy. I'm going to check 0 equals x. Okay, so let's see. Is 0 minus 3 greater than -10? Well, -3 is definitely greater than -10 because it's closer to 0. So we know that our arrow is correct. Our graph is correct. Okay, let's try x plus 14 is less than 20. Well, easy. Subtract 14, subtract 14. We get x is less than 6. Let's graph it. And I'm going to try, you can choose any number bigger than 6 and any number less. I'm going to do 12, and then here would be 0. Okay, so it says x has to be less than 0. Excuse me, less than 6. So I'm going to put an open circle over the 6. This is the graph, and I'm going to check. Easiest number to check is 0. Is 0 plus 14 less than 20? Well, yeah, 14 is less than 20. So we are good. We're good. Okay, now one other thing that I want you to think about is sometimes the variable is on the right side of the inequality sign. Okay, when we used to do equations, if we had 20 equals x minus 13, we were okay. We learned that we're still going to add 13 to both sides, and we get 33 equals x. So we read that 33 equals x. Now we can also read that equation, x equals 33. So we could just say, therefore, x equals 33. Now with an equation, that's easy. What happens when you have 20 is greater than x minus 13? Well, we're still going to add 13 to both sides, just like we did with the equation. And we're going to get x, and then we're going to... Okay, now when you read this, this reads 33 is greater than x. But we can also read it x, is that greater than? No, x is less than 33. Remember, the alligator's mouth eats the bigger number. So when you read inequalities, you can read them from left to right. So this is left to right. If you read it right to left, you have to be really careful. X is less than 33. So we have to be really careful. So that would mean, therefore, x is less than 33. So you can either just leave it like that, but just know that when you read it, x is less than 33. Okay, so to graph it, it's really important how we understand it, because graphing that's important. Okay, so I'm going to put 33 here. I'm going to put 34 here and 32 here. Okay, and then our graphing, x is less than 33, cannot be 33, so it's open. So I think it goes this way. Easiest number, less than 33. We could use 32. We could use 0. Since 32 is there, let's check that. Let's check x equals 32. So is 20 greater than 32 minus 13? Now remember, I used the original inequality. Is 20, what's 32 minus 13? It's 9. Is 20 greater than 9? Yes, it is. So I think we're good. I think we're good on this. Okay, I'm going to give you an assignment that I will post on Google Classroom from the worksheet yesterday for that set of worksheets you had. It was a whole packet. It's on your Google Classroom, and it was section 4.1 you took notes on yesterday. Today you're going to take notes on 4.2, and you're going to do some of the exercises, and you know the key is at the end. Really good to talk to you. I wish I could hear your voices and hear your questions. I am also going to post later a video on how to upload photos of your work to Google Classroom. Some of you have not been able to do that, so I'm going to post a video. Mr. Aliotti is going to show me how to do that later today. So you will be doing some exercises, and I'll have you post 3 of the problems. And take care. I miss you. God bless.